happy holidays, everybody. I am your host of Big Show. This is my co-host Samantha, and we are here for the 2024 Christmas special. You like that intro?
I
Yeah,
love
that's how we're
it.
starting it off with a bang. So I got to shout out to Big E for, of course, doing the intro. Um, so of course, the holiday season is here, and amongst all this chaos, and right before somebody's getting ready to leave me, I figured we have to get this out the way. So, because I'm gonna give him this, I'm gonna give him the New Year's one, and then I'm done for the year. Like, just I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my year. Um, but uh, so I have a problem and I'm addressing it right now. I'm starting to have a problem with Christmas specials. And last year it was Hallmark stuff. This year
Mhm.
it's the classics. They're starting to get on my nerves. Like, I have a prime example in a couple. One, I'm sorry, people. I'm going to start destroying Frosty. Like, yeah, oh, Frosty, No. The more I start looking back on some of these Christmas specials, the more I'm starting to think like common knowledge should
Mhm.
kick in. So I'm sure you've seen Frosty. So,
Many times.
right. So picture with me, if you will. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just start it out. All of a sudden, you have this magician that shows up, which is awful. He's terrible, of course, naturally. And then his rabbit comes out, Hocus Pocus. Am I the only one that has ever noticed that Hocus Pocus's eyes are either so bloodshot, like he's been partying with Snoop Dogg for at least 3 days, or he's coming down off one hell of a bender because his eyes are so pink and so red.
Mhm.
And plus, he always has that real stone kind of look. Like, so I'm telling you, like, if you haven't, people start paying attention to this shit. So, on top of that, like, another thing that pisses me off is Karen. Okay? Because they bring Frosty to life. Of course, yay, it's magical, wonderful. And then all of a sudden, Frosty gets a little warm and he thinks the only place is good for him is the North Pole. So you take this maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8, maybe 10-year-old girl on this voyage that goes to the North Pole. Where the fuck are her parents? And why isn't there anything behind the scenes like, oh, fuck, Karen ain't home yet from school? Well, what happened? Well, see, what happened was Karen made this magical snowman come to life and had to take him to the North Pole. Brett, what? Like, again, what's up with the parents? And especially when Frosty's like, you're not coming, you're coming with me, right? And she's like, yeah, as long as I'm home in time for supper. That bitch never made it to supper. Like, that bitch never made it to supper.
See, but then I kind of feel that's similar to how I was raised. Because my literally, okay, in the wintertime, if it was snowing, my parents were like, you're going outside. I don't care. Go build a snowman, go do something. You're not staying inside. So, like, I was outside. I mean, and this was like summer, winter, you name it. I was outside, like, from probably 9 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. And not once did my parents. The only time my mother called was when it was dinner time, and when you heard her yell, you knew. But that was it. That was
Well,
it.
right. Like, my mom was like that too. Like, my mom was like, get home, time for dinner, or if the street lights come on, dinner's being made,
Hmm.
that kind of deal. But again, all right. So let's just put Paul and Samantha's parents out there. One, your mama would be yelling. Two,
Uh-huh.
the street lights would have been on, and my mom would be like, where the fuck is Paul?
Yep.
And then it's like, wait, they went to the North fucking Pole? Like, like with a strange snowman? Like, what? What? Like, are you fucking kidding? I look back on it and I just sit there and I'll go like, this is shit ain't it? If it was now, she would have never left that fucking skull. Like, they'd have been
Well,
like,
I don't know, because I mean, just seeing it firsthand, I work with some clients where half the time I'd be like, oh, Karen isn't home today? And they'll be like, no, I don't know where she is. She'll be back later. And I'm just blown the fuck away, being like, what the fuck, you don't know where your kid is?
So next time you should seriously go. So is she with a magical snowman on the way to the North Pole? Like seriously, is there like some shitty magician like chasing them? Like
Who's like
what's
giving them drugs?
yeah, what's going on? Is there a high ass rabbit with them, or am I just making up the plot to Frosty? I just want to know. Like, but it's just it's so funny to me. And then like, of course, Santa Claus, he speaks fluent rabbit, but he doesn't speak like the squirrels, nothing else. Meanwhile, they're all chittering and shit, and Santa's probably like, "What the fuck are these motherfuckers saying?" Like,
Yeah.
yet Hocus Pocus, he's awesome at charades, apparently too. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're that stoned, you got to figure out something to do in your spare time.
Right?
But that's one. And then another one everybody loves is Rudolph. Rudolph again. There is so much bullying in Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking unreal. But to me, I feel like again, Rudolph, he has his red nose because obviously he's been partying in Southside with people that I know from back in the day for, ever. But he goes a little too hard. Maybe he should then like the best part is when his dad slaps that little cover on it. He's like, it's not really comfortable. No, what it is, his nose is all clogged up from all the cocaine he's been fucking inherited up his nose. That's what happened. I'm ruining your Christmas specials. That's the point of this fucking podcast.
I can take it a step further. I'm not going to because I've actually used Rudolph as more like not so much a political statement, but like how trans kids feel because they try to cover, like, think about it, like Rudolph is not a boy. Where are his antlers? He is technically a girl. He is supposed to be a girl, and so the covering of the nose is to cover his gender, is to cover who he is, like, and that's where he's pretty much being like, well, I'm not comfortable, like I want to be me, I want my nose to shine, I want others to know who I am. And it's like, well, I'm embarrassed that you look this way, and I'm embarrassed that you're not who I want you to be.
Right.
And yeah.
At the end of the day, Donner's a prick.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there. You know who else is a dick in that? It's Santa Claus. Santa's a dick too. Like, he's a big dick. Like, but there's a couple things, like, all of a sudden, the Mrs. Claus is yelling at Santa to eat. And don't anybody realize that miraculously, Santa's like, of weight when it's time to go and all this shit like that. I'm like, I kind of felt that, like, especially being like now a diabetic, where it's like, yeah, that weight just comes and goes. It's fine, but it doesn't come like Santa. I think that's crack. That's just me. Santa has a crack habit. And then, told you, this is going to be a fucking crazy ass podcast for fucking Christmas. But you can't hide the fact from me that, yes, Herbie is definitely not meant to be, of course, an elf. He wants to be a dentist, but I've been told that that's somewhat of another thing. Is Hermie's supposed to be like a homosexual?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I've never looked at it really like that, but now I'm like, okay, but I don't get it. Like, what's the big on it? Like the staple on it. I'm like, okay, so he's gay. Like,
right?
All right, yeah. You never went to a gay dentist or a doctor before?
See, like, this is something that I was talking about with a coworker of mine the other day. We were talking about how this is like such a big deal to so many people. And you're like, but why? Like, I'm not going to my dentist and being like, are you gay? Are you going to hit on me? Like, my dentist has one job, and that is to clean my teeth. Like, she's not hitting on me. She's not trying to get with me. She's doing her fucking job. Right? I don't care her sexual orientation. Just do your job. Right? So this was like the same situation as we were talking about, like, how there were so many who were worried about who's entering a bathroom, whether it's a with the transgender.
Yeah.
Who is to stop a cisgendered man from walking into a woman's bathroom? There's no security guard standing there.
No.
Who's to stop? Do you know how many times women have actually gotten raped or sexually assaulted in the bathroom by a straight man because no one was around? and they followed them in. So why are we not worried about these type of men? Why are we not worried about these predators? Because
Right.
I don't know about you, Paul, but I've never walked into a woman's bathroom, climbed underneath the stall to go check out a woman's genitalia to make sure whether or not she was a real woman.
You see, we went real dark in this episode.
I'm just saying, okay? I go to the bathroom to do my business. Done.
Bro, same. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care at all. And then they talk about, like, of course, the Island of Misfit Toys. Nobody wants
Mhm.
Charlie in the box. Of course not. But then what I don't understand is there's all these misfit toys and whatnot, and
Yeah.
they got shitty fucking lives and whatever, and nobody wants them. But then you go to this king who's like straight out of fucking Narnia, that all he has to do is literally fly away. There's nothing wrong with him.
Uh-huh.
Like, nobody gets that either. I'm like, I will dissect the fuck out of Rudolph anymore.
Mhm.
Like, and then I love that Rudolph's going through all this shit, right?
Yeah.
All of it. And then you got poor Clarice, that's sitting there like, there's always tomorrow. He's like, bitch, no, there ain't. I don't have time for this shit. You know, it's
That's my every day, though. I'm telling my clients who suffer from depression and trauma the things they're going to look up, and they're like, fuck you.
that's it. Like, I want a real fucking Christmas special. Like I want it where, like, it's crazy out there. It's like a real rendition of Rudolph. And it's like the snow's coming down and Santa Claus is like, Rudolph, oh my God, like, we really need you. Would you guide my sleigh tonight? And he looks at him and is like, fuck you.
I got better things to do.
You're telling me this whole fucking time that I can't do this, and no, no, no. And all of a sudden you need me when it's convenient for you.
Mhm.
Fuck you, Santa.
Like, when have you ever helped me?
Yeah, well, you never helped me. What happened when my dad was putting that fucking thing on my face and it was like, no, it's comfortable. No, you didn't even fucking pay attention to me. But now, oh my God, the wind's coming out and it's bad, and you need my fucking red light.
The more I hear you explain it and from your perspective, the more I'm like, holy shit, think about that. Santa was it like you said, a dick. Like,
Santa was
he,
a dick.
the quote unquote saved Rudolph, right?
Yeah.
But only to use him for his own gain.
Yep. That's all it fucking was. It was like, I talk shit on you and talk shit on you. It was like, oh, he had really good height. He could have did so well. And then when you needed him, you just used him. That is
Yeah.
fucking, it's horrible. It's fucking horrible.
I'm
That's
like,
why I
poor
wish if there,
Rudolph, man, he needs some therapy.
right? Like, can you just imagine him like, yeah, I told that fat motherfucker he'd go fuck the fuck.
You know what?
Like,
If they came up with that, I'd be like, you go, boy. Stand up for
yeah.
your rights. You set
Like,
those
you fucking,
boundaries.
I'd be sitting over here like, you fucking tell him. You tell that fat
Right?
motherfucker. Be like, fuck him, fuck Mrs. Claus, fuck Sam the Snowman. You fucking lay down the law, bro. You fucking tell him. But you go over to Cornelius, you go on Cornelius because apparently that's your like coke dealer or something. 'Cause that's suspect too. Like, my man's always like looking for like licking the ice pick and shit. I think he's just fiending, but whatever. But yeah, like, I've always thought that about Rudolph. Like, he got shit on so bad. I mean, of course,
Mhm.
it's the moral of the story, but like, when someone as big as Santa Claus is like shitting on your fucking in your parade,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it's like, oh, but I really need you. Nah, man, fuck you. Like, you know what? Christmas is canceled, and just fly the fuck off. Like, that'd
That
be
is such
me.
a toxic relationship right there. I'm just saying.
Yes, exactly. Like, like, those were like the two main that have stuck out to me. Like, because I mean, they're, of course, they're the older ones and whatnot, but oh my God, like I sat there a couple this week or past week with Xander, and I was watching Rudolph, and I just kept watching it going,
Mhm.
it ain't right. It ain't right.
Mhm.
They doing fucking Rudolph dirty, bro. Like, no. And then he
Yeah.
like bails on everybody. He was like, man, you feel so bad for Rudolph. Because Rudolph's like, man, like, fuck this, man. Like, nobody wants me, and my nose is a big old inconvenience. But you know what? I'm gonna make it on my own. I'm gonna show these motherfuckers. And then when it's
Right?
for him to like, no pun intended, shine, it's like, yeah, because I'm gonna make Santa happy, but he's only using me for one fucking night, and then he ain't gonna need me no more. You know, it's like, oh, but what if the storm is like, what if there is no storms like this after that? Oh, well, I guess I'll just fuck the fuck off then. You know, fucking Rudolph, man. I'm telling you.
See, and
Now
we
it's
never look at it that way as kids. We're just like, this is such a good movie.
like, oh,
And
he
now as
saved the
adults, you're like,
day.
well, that fucked me up.
Right? Like, oh, he saved Christmas. No, actually, Santa's a dickhead. Santa is a dickhead, bro. Like, and it makes me as like as I'm older realize like Scrooge isn't so bad. But then
Right?
like you know what I mean? It's like, man, all right, I don't want to fucking deal with these people, you know?
Hmm.
And that makes me feel like the shopping and the experiences of
Yeah.
Christmas and shit like that. Cause like I don't want to fucking deal with people.
But
Like
that's
I
like,
just
there's a meme going around social media. I don't know if you've seen it, where it said that as the older I get, the more I understand that the Grinch didn't hate Christmas. He just hated people.
110 fucking percent. Like absolutely. And that's another one because it is like one of my favorites. It's
Hmm.
also one of Xander's. But to me, I always feel bad for Max because Max had it hard. Like
Yes. That little
Max,
pup, and like he had to carry the sleigh and deal with the Grinch. And
right. But the best part is to this day is like every time I watch it, and then like the Grinch is looking for Max, but Max is behind the toboggan and he's just
yeah.
waving at him like, "What's up, dude?" He was like, "I don't know what's happening." Like the freaking sled's just going, bro. Like, and but then like he's like trying to get ready to go like steal from the Who's and whatnot, and he like snatches up Max and he puts the fucking reindeer antlers on him, and the dog's just like, bro, I didn't sign up for all this shit. Like why are we here? Seriously. But like that's another one that doesn't make sense because like the Grinch puts out one set like one piece of clothes. He doesn't even knit like
Hmm.
his outfit together. They need to do better with animation. Like seriously, or go
Yeah.
back and fix this shit. Another one is I just watched it today. I watched Charlie Brown with Xander because
Oh, don't ruin Charlie Brown for me.
I'm gonna because like okay, I get what it's all about and all that, but then like I get traumatized because like the pine needles from the
Mhm.
fucking tree now they traumatize me and make me think of my dad with the fucking Christmas tree.
You got rope.
Why are these pine needles on my fucking car? Oh man. That's like as soon as Charlie Brown sets it down on Schroeder's fucking piano and it's like cling cling cling, I was like, damn. You
I
know,
was gonna
Schroeder's
scratch
probably
that
like,
piano.
he's probably like, what the fuck just happened to my piano? Now I got pine needles all over it. Meanwhile, Linus probably came over and was like, now you don't. Now if Paul's dad would have just fucking listened, it would have been the same fucking feeling. Dude, I've still heard about the fucking pine needles in my dad. Like I I can only imagine. Like seriously, I just
It's
don't get it.
it's not Christmas really, but do you want to hear something funny?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so yesterday I just ended a session, and thankfully it was in between sessions. And my dad texted me and he was like, we have to go to the Mets game July 19th. And I was like, wait, what's going on July 19th? Because like I'm already going to this the Subway series with him in May. So
Right.
I was like, okay. And I was like, and my dad's like, go look it up, go Google it. So I Google it, and sure enough, they had announced that my boy, David Wright, is going to be retired into the Mets Hall of Fame. So his number is going to go up and it's going to be retired. So they're going to have like, the whole ceremony.
Yeah, yeah.
So about 2 years ago, my dad and I went to go see when Keith Hernandez was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So
Okay.
my dad's like, I texted my dad. I was like, holy shit, like we definitely need to go. And my dad's like, yeah, go get the seats that we got last, in September. So my dad's not realizing at this point that like September is a lot cheaper to get tickets than it is in July. But
Yeah.
you're also looking at the fact that the Mets made it into the playoffs and they just obtained Juan Soto. So
Yeah.
ticket prices are going to go through the roof. So I go when I look at the seats where, because I was right by the dugout in September, like we were right there. And I look at the prices and they're like literally $800 per person. And I was like,
wow.
yeah. So I was like, I love you, Dad, but totally out of my price range. Like, this is not happening. So my dad tries to convince me, right? He's like, but don't you want to go see your man? Don't you want to go see your man while he retires his number up close and personal? You know you want to see that ass.
If I ain't blowing on this shit like fucking pine needles off of a fucking roof of a car, I'm not interested in $800.
I was like, Dad, you know I'm interested in seeing my man. You know if I could see him up close and personal, I would. But I love him to
No.
pieces, but not $800 worth.
No, not at all. Oh my god. But there are dads, like, swear to
Right?
God. That'd be mine doing the same shit, like, oh, $100 for a Christmas tree isn't bad. I'm sorry, what?
Right?
Wait, hold on, man. No.
Yeah.
When we were just here about 4 or 5 years ago, this shit was like $8 a foot. Now it's 16. Oh, I mean, they got to do something. Yeah, keep it the fucking same. Like, oh my god. And then the best part I love about him, seriously, is the minute we came back.
Mhm.
The minute we came back, and he was like, "Oh, well, Tractor Supply has them for $50. Shut your fucking face. Like, just shut the fuck up. You're already bitching about the pine needles and the rope, and you made a big to do of it. Like,
Uh-huh.
no, we're not dealing with this, Grinch. Like, we're
Mhm.
not. We're not having this. What's so fucking ever? Oh my god, that's that fucking pine needles. Like, I swear to God. That is like the highlight so far. I think of like the past month was been my dad and fucking pine needles and the
Mhm.
rope, of course. But that brings me to my dad's. My dad's favorite. Uh, my dad's favorite is A Christmas Story.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, that's my favorite. Love it. Can
oh,
watch it for 24 hours straight and be okay with it.
then you and my dad would get fucking along completely. He will literally have it play in his house on Christmas Day in the living room, background noise, whatever,
Mhm.
and let it play all day.
Yes.
All day. And then
Yep.
he'll sit there and be like, "Oh, I missed that part. Motherfucker, it'll be back in an hour and a half." Like,
Right?
I think you're gonna be okay, Pop. I promise you. I promise you. And then, like, if I come in or whatever, be like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm sitting there watching Ralphie." How many times have you watched Ralphie?
Uh-huh.
That's about 7. Yeah, all right, Dad. I'm like, all right,
Uh-huh.
you can help like out with some like the
See,
dinner or
I'm not gonna
something.
lie. A Christmas Story is my favorite. So much that when Kelly Clarkson does that Wayfair commercial and she tries to imitate that scene and gives
Yeah.
Ralphie, I was like, bitch, you need to back off. Stop. You ain't cute. Not cute at all.
I'll fight your fucking bitch ass. We ain't got time for that. What you
Right?
I'll do like Rudolph did to fucking Santa. It's about to go fucking down.
Right? Don't fuck with me.
Don't fuck with me, bro. It ain't fucking happening. Like, ah, so my plan is I was gonna do I couldn't work up myself to do it. And I was thinking about it since we did the one last year.
Mhm.
And I was really going to sit here and take clips of Hallmark movies.
Oh God, no.
And I was gonna put little clips on here, like, oh, look at this one. Then do another one, and then do another one. Be like, you see anything different? No, neither do I, because it's the same fucking story.
It's this. All right. So I worked today, all right? And I I was able to get my client to relax for a bit by putting a Hallmark show on, right? And they had this stupid freaking Christmas. I couldn't even get into it. All I know is that when I watched it briefly with her, they were all sitting and I don't even know where they were at some kind of maybe snow resort. I don't know. They were somewhere, and there were two women there who had crushes on these two different men. Who, I mean, it's the cheesiest as fuck the way they even try to like flirt. And so they're at a table, and one guy that is also interested in this one girl, he's talking to his mom who owns this resort,
Of course.
right? And all of a sudden he's talking about how like she's pretty cool, he's chill, whatever. And the only thing she turns and says is, well, I didn't notice a ring. You know she's available. Why did you make her your girlfriend? She's wifey material. And I'm like, so that's the only thing every Hallmark parent is capable of doing, is trying to persuade their child to get married. Like,
That's
is
it.
that the only thing in life that they worry about? Are they worried that they're going to die alone without grandchildren and they need them to start going and like, let's go, get married, we're going to push it.
Yeah, right. But it's like that.
Yeah, but then it gets worse, because then the mom goes, she's like, oh, well, I have a plan. And she's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. We'll get ready. Everybody go to bed, get a good night's rest, because we're having our snowman contest in the morning, right after breakfast. Make sure you cozy up, because it's going to be a cold one. So of course they show, yeah. So of course they like show what happened, the next morning after breakfast. The snowmen were made out of cardboard, like styrofoam. You could tell that it wasn't even fake snow. I was like, what the fuck is that? You can't even make your set look like it was real snow. So like they're flirting, and the black woman goes to the black guy, and she's like, oh, our snowman needs a hat in order to win this contest. So he takes a hat that he has for the snowman, and he puts one on his head. He goes, should I wear this one? Or should I? And he takes it off, and he goes, puts on a top hat, and he goes, or should I wear my top hat the way you like it? I was like, I'm done. I need to leave. I cannot handle this right now.
Oh my God. Then he puts the top hat on, he magically comes to life or something.
No, of course, he put it on. She thought it was cute and kissed him. And I was like, I would be like, you're cheesy as fuck right now. I can't do this. We gotta go.
I'd be like, I'm just letting you know, whatever you thought was happening, it dried up.
Right?
It dried the fuck up. Like, we're not having this right now. By the way, is that fucking cardboard? Is that cardboard?
Is that styrofoam? What is this made out of?
Styrofoam? What is happening here? Like, what, Take you and your fucking top hat and the fuck on out of here, because it ain't happening.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I just can't. And there's people that like love these things.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't see it. Like, I really can't get it. And then like they blow all their budget on like one thing, maybe the like location, like the resort or something like that, or even the actors, all in general. And then all of a sudden you get like styrofoam fucking
right?
snowmen. Like, what happened here? We were behind budget. We are way over fucking budget. So,
and you can always tell when they're actually in, like, okay, for instance, Home Alone and Home Alone 2 were on this week. I think it was earlier today. And so Home Alone 2 is set in New York, right? So as he's outside the toy shop, hey, Xander.
What are you talking about?
Your favorites, Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Yes.
Would you like to say Merry Christmas?
It's Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, bud. So as Kevin knocks on the toy store, because he catches the crooks inside, right?
Yeah.
And he said, they come outside, and he said, say cheese. You could see his breath because of how cold it is.
Yes.
Right? You come to these Hallmark places, and it's like, what is it, 80 degrees there? You're pretending that there's snow.
What are you doing shooting in Sarasota, Florida? All right.
Right?
Is that a fucking gator next to that snowman?
Is that a gator next to that snowman?
Maybe you should wear your top hat and just give them the diversion. Oh my God. But even Home Alone, if you think about it too, like now no parent could just leave their kid at home. Oh no. Hell.
See, and like, I think it's Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2 is where she gets onto the truck with John. Is it John Candy? Is that his name?
That's the first one.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I was like, okay, so I get that he's doing you a solid. He's helping you out. He's trying to get you home to get to your kid.
Right.
But he is a fucking stranger.
A whole
You are
bunch of
getting
polka
into a
fucking bums.
right? You're getting into a truck with a group full of strangers.
And it's just okay. Like there's apparently Christmas anything movies specials Hallmark all common knowledge goes out the fucking window.
Well, obviously.
Like apparently nothing makes sense in the realm of Christmas. Like, but you know, it's the Christmas spirit and all this.
Mhm.
Yo, shove that fucking stocking so far up your ass because it ain't fucking happening. Like if I couldn't get home and it was like, hey, why don't you get in this van with us and drive across the country? First of all, fuck yourself. It ain't
Right?
like Second of all, I don't give a fuck if you know cell phones weren't really as crazy as they were, or they were the car phones. That motherfucker would be charged in a fucking outlet, something,
Mhm.
anywhere we stopped. No, I ain't trusting nobody.
See, and that's the other thing too. Like the part in Home Alone where she calls the police and she's like, "Oh, they're going to do a welfare check," and then they
Yes.
come back and they were like, "Oh, well, no one answered." So you know that there's what an 8-year-old little boy who's home alone isn't answering the door, and you're not one bit concerned,
And just dip. They
right?
just dip. I was
Exactly.
like, wow. Like, no, they wouldn't do that shit now. No, not at all. It's just like I think it's the second one. You're telling me that, well, I mean, it is New York. You probably could vouch for that. Where they're
Mhm.
chasing him down the street, right? But like nobody's paying attention. Then I'm thinking more about this now. It is New York. So
Yeah.
they probably wouldn't care. It's probably just another like Tuesday.
Yeah. Honestly, like if someone's running towards you, you kind of just, oh, okay, cool.
All right.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Where are you
we're
going?
good.
And then the only thing going through your mind is, oh, you're late. You're late for work. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
for sure. But then how he gets in like the abandoned house in the second one,
Uh
like,
huh.
and but then like to me, that's where I think like, well, it's New York. Like all this shit's happening inside this house, and
Hmm.
nobody calls the cops. No.
See, but I don't know. It was a little to me. It was a little sketchy because they were like, oh, they're doing this while they're away on vacation, and I was like, why are you redoing your entire house? Like, what was it? I don't remember what they were doing.
I think they were like renovating the house or something or something.
Yeah, something like
Some
that. While they
renovation.
were away on vacation.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
suspect.
yeah. I was like, who the fuck just sits there and says, let me start a major ass project at my house, like, and then we're gonna go away for like a month.
Right, and then by the time we come back for the new year, this shit better be done.
Right?
I'm not paying. I'm not going over that budget. That ain't
Yeah.
happening. Excuse me, not whatsoever.
But like I have a hard time believing he even like what he climbed through like a pipe or something, right? Like
Oh
a
my
little
god,
tunnel.
yeah, like yeah, like that's so far fetched. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
He
But like,
went into a brownstone. I believe it was a brownstone. Okay? My uncle owns my dad's side of the family owns a brownstone. Okay? That if I'm lucky could be mine one day. But like those suckers are not easy to just climb up through a tunnel.
oh no, but for Kevin fucking McAllister, it's easy as pie. I mean,
Right?
he already battled them once. I mean, he could just do it again, and it's fine. He's just above the law. He does what he wants, when he wants, how he wants. We could really be here all fucking day taking these to pieces. Like, I still, but I mean, I really got nothing bad to say about like Elf. I do love Elf. Xander loves.
Hmm.
I don't talk shit on Fred Claus because it's one of my favorites. But then like some of them sit there and go like, okay, like like in Fred Claus, he spends 50 grand to try to get back to the North Pole, and then like nobody's
Hmm.
understanding that he's going to the North Pole. Like, why are you going there? Oh, well, there's elves there. Nobody's questioning anything about Santa
Hmm.
Claus or elves or anything like that. Like I said, common knowledge for
Yeah.
Christmas anything is out the fucking
Out the
window.
window. But I feel like there's a lot of people I know, honestly, and I get that, like, there's a lot going on in this world. It definitely is different than when we were kids. Like, it's a lot of change. It's a lot of shit that, we don't even want to deal with, especially us millennials. We've gone through hell and back in our time,
Yep.
So I know people who, like, use this time as they dissociate themselves from the world. And they
Right.
just consume themselves around Christmas, where it's joyful and happy. And I'm like, I guess if that's what you need for, like a month, okay. But then you get the ones who start celebrating right before Halloween, and I'm like, guys, you need to chill.
But then, like, the world starts doing that too. Like, you'll
Yeah.
see like the Halloween and then Christmas, and then it's like, dude, okay, like we're not even remotely there yet.
Hmm.
Like, and that drives me nuts. Like, I understand people that want to like decorate before Thanksgiving. All right, cool. Right after Halloween, that's a bit much.
Right.
That's too much. Like, I did mine probably the weekend after Thanksgiving, like that
Hmm.
weekend. And I leave it up for like the first week in January and
Hmm.
then start taking it all down, of course. But some people are just it's just a bit much. Like,
Yeah.
and then you have the people that have like every holiday tree
Hmm.
where they just use the same like their Christmas tree for everything.
Yep.
That's a cool concept. Like, I'm all right with it. But then you have people that do like the most for every holiday with that tree. And I'm just like, wow, man. You must have like just totes and totes of decorations. Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's so much. But like, speaking of like, people having their comfort and whatnot, we took Xander to a sensory friendly Santa meetup.
That's cool.
And it was in Cranberry Township, like Zelienople. You could either drive through and Santa could come up to you, or you can get out, your choice.
Hmm.
And it was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, we got out, we took pictures with like Santa, elves, a penguin, there were reindeer over there or whatever. It was really nice. Xander got to talk to Santa for a little bit. Like, it's so cool. They take like a whole bunch of pictures if you want them to, and not just like two or three. Like, this lady took probably about like 8, 15, something like that. Like, she was
Hmm.
really getting into it. But it was really nice. I love the fact that it was, they can come up to your car
Yeah.
and talk to the kid or whatever. So, I mean, some change is actually a pretty good thing, you
Yeah.
know. But then you come back and you start watching all this shit again, and you're just like, oh, all right, well, that was cute for the moment.
Hmm.
But oh, shit. What else? Um, I know that. Are you a get the Christmas list done? Like, you're leaving. Are
Hmm.
you gonna find any last minute things up there? Are you button up anything when you go to New York, or are you done?
I just have to look for my best friend because I got her like one or two little gifts. So if I find anything, I would be for her. But usually I am done. Like, my
Yeah.
car is already packed up. All the gifts, everything are in there. It's ready to go.
Right. Mine is. I'm usually very. I with Xander, it's always like he'll change on the fly, but he usually has a unique like what he wants.
Hmm.
But then, like, he'll kind of switch up a little bit of things here and there. Now, mind you, it is like kind of like his list pretty much is like set in stone with me, and it gets like dispersed between like grandparents, etc. But this year, I finally like had him done, and I was
Hmm.
like, it was like the first in a couple years where I had him done. And then, like, my focus is, of course, his birthday, with it being the 26th. And
Hmm.
then I do the little things now, like stocking stuffers, or if I
Yeah.
see something where it's just like, oh, that's cute, something like that. But I've always have been like that last minute, you know, grab it, get it going, whatnot. But I don't know, maybe it's me, but I feel like the sense of relief now that I'm like
Hmm.
done 2 weeks before Christmas. So it is probably the best feeling in the world. And now I understand why people feel this way.
Yeah.
Because
I
I don't want to deal with people right now.
No. And like the thing is, I'll do my Christmas shopping throughout the year. And what I mean by that is like if I'm at a store and there's a sale and I'm like, oh my God, my mom would really like that. I will purchase it and at that moment and I will save it until Christmas. So that's one less thing that I got to worry about that I happen to have gotten on sale. Like, so this way I'm not rushing around trying to find things last minute. I'm not looking for things like and being like, what do they even want? It's just, and the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I also try to do themes each year. So, like, this year for my theme was self care. So, I made sure to pinpoint at least 2 gifts for each person, something that could benefit them in a self care way, like bath bombs or chapstick or, stress relief balls, just something that focuses on self care.
Self care. I like
Hmm.
that. I like that. Like at least a theme. You know what I
Right.
mean? Is even if it's just like the small little trinkets or whatever, that small
Mhm.
thing is like, oh, cool. That's what I'm doing for A, B, C, and D.
Yes.
That's really that's cool. I like that.
Thank you.
Um, so you give your dad like a headless Barbie and be like, see what I said? Fuck with that Barbie. Don't fuck with that Barbie. You think I'd forget? You think my ass would forget? It ain't fucking
Nope.
happening. I told you once I got up here. You see this? It ain't happening. Look at mom's face. It ain't happening.
Oh my God, I had like posted something on my dad's wall, and it was like prior to even like buying tickets for the July 19th game. And I was like, Dad, I think we should go in September. Like,
Yeah.
what weekend would you like to go? And I posted a screenshot of the schedule for September. And this Claire bitch, the one who keeps like following him, was like, oh, Steven, that'd be so great if we can all go. And I was like, who the fuck are you, bitch? Because you're not invited.
Can somebody for Christmas give Samantha the details on this bitch? Like,
Right?
like
She's only got 2 friends, people. Two.
she just needs the deets. Then that way she can find her and just find out what the fuck is happening. Because
Right?
you know, leave her dad alone. Like, come the
Right?
fuck on. I love how persistent it is, where it's like, oh, we
Yes.
could all go.
Right? And she's
Yo.
the only one. The rest of the hoes all disappeared. She is the only one who will sit there and like I don't know if she's got him underneath her notification of ding ding ding, Steven posted
Oh
something,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
because it's like every post he makes, she's quick to be like, comment, like, comment. I'm like, bitch, mom will find you.
You know what we call that, right? That's
A
one loyal
stalker,
ass, thirsty ass fucking hoe.
right?
That bitch needs Gatorade. She's so dehydrated. Oh my god. Please, while you're up here, tell me you find out who the fuck this is.
Oh, like my dad isn't even friends with her. He never replies to her. And I'm like, just block her.
Yeah, it could all be, hey, dad, here's an idea. There's the block button. It's by them pine needles. You just gotta blow it.
Oh my God. So I am like a diehard Ghost fan, right?
Yeah.
And they came out with a movie in June, which, yes, I went and saw it like 5 times while I was in the theater. So it's finally out on DVD. So, of course, I have it. Of course, I watched it like practically all day today. And there's a part in there where because it's a concert, it's like a live concert that you watch, but it has a story that goes with it because if you follow Ghost, there's a storyline behind it. And Ghost will post a YouTube video when they
Okay.
have new announcements, but it's also part of the story. Like it helps you get to know where he's going with the story. So this movie was it was like chapter 14 or 16, something like that, of the storyline.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a part in there where he had just finished singing Monstrous Clock. And when he does that, he has a big thing where he has cannons shoot off all this confetti. And he was talking about, he's like, oh, now I got all the shit up on the stage. It was supposed to be towards you, not me. And he's like, oh, that's okay. I got someone. He's like, I got to go call Jesus. And he meant to call him Jose, because, but he spelled Jesus. So he goes, I'm going to get Jesus out here. Jesus is a good blower. He knows how to give a good blowjob.
Yes. This is the best holiday fucking special ever. Ever. I'm gonna get comments like, you guys scarred me with Christmas. Like, I can't watch nothing. I can't even believe in baby Jesus.
We can never enjoy Christmas again. You traumatized us.
Because now I know he's a blower. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you two? This is not the special I
That's
wanted.
a great way to celebrate Jesus' birthday, huh?
Right? We're gonna celebrate Jesus' birthday. What do you mean? He was a blower. We're gonna make it happen.
He does good blowjobs.
He gives good blowjobs. They'll be like, what the fuck? Where'd you hear that on this podcast? Take a listen. Listen to this shit. Oh my god, every religious person's losing their fucking mind
Right? They're
right
touching
now.
their pearls right now. I'm so sorry, guys.
But like, oh Lord, the vapors, they talking about the Jesus.
You ain't talking about baby Jesus like that.
Don't
No,
talk
no.
about baby Jesus like that. Oh my god. We'll be canceled by fucking 2025. It's fine. It was coming.
It's a
It was
good run.
coming. It was coming. We'll just make a new one. They ain't gonna hold us down. I don't know where to go from Jesus giving. I just, oh my god. Now I'm gonna have to watch that. Thanks. Just gonna be like,
Well, your girlfriend isn't a ghost. You should watch it with her. Hint, hint.
I will. Just so I can be like, hey, where's the Jesus blowjob part? Let's get to it. If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. I mean, if you can turn water into wine, I gotta see this shit.
Right?
What the fuck? This is great. Oh my god. People are gonna be like, this was a Christmas special podcast?
Hey, it's Jesus' birthday. If
It's
that's what he
Jesus'
wants.
birthday, right? Praise Jeebus. Yeah. I fucking love it. This is great. Oh my god. Oh, I haven't laughed like that since I was a little girl. Thanks. Oh my. But that's good. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, because I saw you. I actually was looking before actually on our way back. As soon as I got in, I saw you got it. And I was like, oh man. And she's going to New York. I was like, she's gonna be watching that thing on fucking repeat.
Oh my god, I am. I already fair warned my entire family.
Like, hey, I mean, you can have your little holiday dues and whatnot, and you can be watching like National Lampoon's Christmas and shit. Get over here. I'll be over here doing that. But like, I get
Somebody
the
watching
shitter's
Jesus
full.
give a blowjob, guys.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I get the shitter's full, but I mean, the shitter might be full over here. We don't know. Shit's going down over here. Oh my god. Oh man. So, of course, yeah. Well, we'll spin it back to being like somewhat nice. So, of course, yes, you're going up there. So, like, when you go, like, do you go and like visit? Of course, it's Christmas. You go see like Rockefeller Center, shit like that.
We
Or do you
try
stay
to.
more homebody?
I prefer more of a homebody. It usually starts out where I help my mom get to her doctor's appointments and whatever she needs to do. Kind of give it a break from my dad.
Yeah.
So I'll take her wherever she needs to go. But we usually dedicate a weekend, which is actually going to be the weekend this coming weekend, I guess, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. So we're going to start out the 20th, going to New Jersey to go see the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And then the 20th, we're going down to the city and we're going to go to see the Rockettes. And then we're gonna
You can
just.
kick your legs like the Rockettes too.
Can I know? God no.
Come on, Sam.
I try and I go like Charlie Brown.
I'm sorry, but I'd fucking die laughing if I saw that. I'd be like, damn, she really did the whoop. Damn.
Well, here's the fun fact about the Rockettes. I don't know if any of you knew, but if you did, and cool beans, if you did, it's a new fact. They do not hold on to each other. And so like when they line up and they start kicking their, doing their thing,
Yeah.
they are not holding on to each other. It's actually all core strength. So they're just like they have their arms behind each other, but they're not touching. They're not allowed to touch each other.
Huh. The more you know.
All right. So imagine all that freaking core strength to do that. How many times a day?
Right? And get them legs kicking. We ain't got all fucking day.
But my sister wants to see the Nutcracker, so we might actually go do that. We might go see the Nutcracker, but
No, well, at least you like, I knew you're doing the Trans-Siberian. I know, a couple people here that are going to it here, and like, I eventually want to see it, and I'm going to, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I feel like if I was going to see the Nutcracker, it would be in New York.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would want to do it there. But like, going to Jersey though, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to go to New Jersey next year or so because I'm visiting.
Yeah, they always seem to come to Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. Like that's a yearly thing for them.
Yeah.
But for me, it's where are they going to be? Because this is a family tradition. We all go together. So like 1 year it was in Connecticut, the next year it was in New York. 2 years it was in New York. And then twice now it's been in New Jersey. So I always have to wait. Because I've gone so long, I'm considered one of their VIP members.
Oh, see, look at you! You got it in.
So like I actually get mailed the schedule before it's released.
Right.
And then I'm actually able to buy tickets before tickets go on sale.
I might use you next year for here. Just so I'm just like, hey, good, because that shit could be expensive, like for sure. But I don't know if I ever went to like New York City, I'd have to see Rockefeller Plaza, like Rockefeller Center. I just have to. Like, I mean, if you're there around Christmas time, like you're not gonna not, you know.
It's beautiful. I'll give you that. But if you're, I don't know, I get anxious just going because it's so crowded. And it's a pain in the ass. And like I get New York is crowded to begin with. I'm used to that. But like everybody's swarming around each other. You get everybody like not everybody, but the majority of them are out of towners. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. And it's just like, oh my God, guys, I just want to do what I need to do and get out of here.
Right.
And I can't do that because I got somebody who's lost asking me, how do I get here? Where do I move? Like,
well, I mean, you'll have that here too. Like, especially with these Christmas events and, lights and etc. and stuff like that. Like, for example, over Lee's Country Christmas, they have a fucking line about 1, 2, 3, 4 for lights to drive through them. And I'm like, wow, that's a bit much. But you know what I mean? But then you get and you start walking around and there's so many people, you feel like you're at a fucking concert. Like you can't really make your way through shops. And then you have the families that are like tiptoeing, pucking around. You ain't got time for this shit. And you're like, I just want to get my son to the trains. Like, that's why I know he loves it. That's like his thing. And then like, of course, you get there and there's always some kind of drama. And you see fucking a couple fighting and making a scene in front of all of us. And I'm like, yeah, now it's the holidays. You know what I mean? Can't go without drama.
You could take the girl out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the girl. Okay, so like whenever I go home to New York, I am still in that fast-paced rush, let's go mode. Like that just all comes flowing back. Right. So if I'm like, okay, we've been here, we looked at the damn tree, We had fun. It's time to go. We need to go get to our train. Like, I'm going. And you got slow ass granny in front of me. She might get knocked over.
Right? It's like the fucking train is moving. Okay.
Yeah.
You either
We have a
getting
schedule, people. Let's go.
like you getting on this fucking train or we're not getting on this fucking train. Because I'll leave your
Uh-huh.
fucking bitch ass here right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so I could see that there for sure. But what kills me is that's how I am here. Where
Mhm.
I'm just like, yo, like I'm just trying to get to the next thing. Like I'm trying to do it. And then like people will stop and take pictures in the
Mhm.
middle of the fucking crowd. Excuse me. And I'll be like, yo, you don't see the line? Like you
Right?
don't see people trying to maneuver.
Mhm.
Like poor Brandy literally walked into a line by accident. I
Mhm.
was like, are you in a line? And she's like, shit. And then she's fucking cutting through people. And then people are looking at us like, what are you doing? Like almost like as her and Xander were going, they're looking at me like we were
Mhm.
cutting through line. I was like, I don't give a fuck about your goddamn line. Like I
Yeah.
don't care about your
Mhm.
line. Like I'm trying to get over here to the trains for like Xander.
Yeah.
Like but I didn't have a debacle like last year where the girl was sitting there trying to refocus her picture 28 times for her boyfriend to take it with the wings and
Cannot do that. Drives me fucking nuts. Like, they do, like, I'll see that shit at the Trans Siberian Orchestra where they'll sit there and, like, they won't even be paying attention. And, like, they'll, like, last year there were two girls behind me who were like, and I'm like, you're about 2 seconds away from me taking away your phone.
that's why I like concerts like that where they're like no phones.
Mhm.
Those are the best. Like I get it's the Trans Siberian Orchestra. It's a big
Mhm.
deal.
Yeah.
But you know, when you get there,
Mhm.
take a couple photos with like the set behind you or whatever, and then put the fucking thing away.
Yeah.
Put it away. And then when I tell you like something like, for an example, like Tool told us, like, hey, you could pull out your phone, take
Mhm.
this or whatever. Like the last song that they play or whatever. Hey, what pull out your phones, blah, 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 blah. So you enjoy the show. Nobody
Mhm.
gives a fuck no more. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't have time for the gram, for the book, for any socials. I don't have time for that shit.
Nope.
Like I'm very like I'll take my photos and whatnot, but once I'm done, I want to be like in the moment. I want to enjoy
Mhm.
my moment.
And I agree with that because like with the Trans Siberian Orchestra, okay, I always get like front row tickets. Yes, they're expensive, but it's so worth it.
Right.
And the thing is, like, they actually like go up on stage. Like, I can't even say stage because like there's a stage, but they have like I don't know even what to call them, but they part of the set includes them maneuvering above you and on different things. So like if you're so distracted on your phone, you're missing out what's going on above you. You're
Right.
missing everything around you. So like I like knowing that in that moment, I could look up and see sexy ass Joel right there and be like, yeah.
But see, everybody's not paying attention to that. They're not like, oh, hey, guy, how are you?
All
No, it's
right.
like, oh, let me having such a blast at the. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Right.
You're like you're just gaslighting everybody out there. It's like I'm having a blast. Why are you fucking messaging us about it?
Mhm.
And why don't you tell us when it's over or when you
I
arrived?
No, and I feel that, and like, but I am guilty of taking photos and videos, but I'm not to that extreme where like my phone is up the entire time. I'll
Yeah,
take a couple of pictures of what of the situation, but then like my guilty thing is I will take videos of my favorite songs, and that's it.
that's fair.
And then like during that time, I will take a few pictures while the video is recording,
Yeah,
but then that's it. And then I put the phone away and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever.
right.
Like, and I enjoy that moment. But like I get both perspectives, but I also like being able to get that moment because like for instance, like when Chester Bennington died and when what was his name? It was on the tip of my tongue, the lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots. I've been there. I got to see them both live. I've got to, and I have video and pictures that I can resort back to and
Yeah,
look at and be like, these were good times. So I get where that whole no phone concept is coming in, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, that kind of sucks that like, should something happen, I kind of want to look back and be like, hey, I was there. I got to witness it.
yeah. But at least you just, your phone's not out the entire time
No,
with a
God
big
no.
ass beam coming out of it, and you're just, and somebody's
No.
like, I will fucking cut you.
Yeah. I've seen it at concerts where people literally have their phone up in front of them the entire concert. And I'm like, first of all, how do you have a battery life that long?
Second of all, can I get that one? Like, what kind of
Right?
phone is that?
Like, third and foremost, okay, I'm fucking short and I hate having to look through your screen to be able to see shit.
But I mean, in a way, like, in your defense, though, at least you won't miss something. And be like, hey, man,
That is true. That is true.
all right, I thought, yeah, all right, cool. I thought it was, it's like, all right, I see it about 50. Put the fucking phone down.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like when I went to go see Creed, I was like right there. I got to see Scott Stapp. I was like, holy fuck. But then some moron has the phone right in front of me. I'm like, bitch, you're ruining my moment with my man. Okay. I've had a crush on him since I was 15.
Right?
Move it.
She's like, hold me now.
Right?
I'm about to be 6 feet from the fucking edge here. But here your ass goes.
I will not accept you with arms wide open right now. No.
Right? But no, here we go. But like that's even like with like the Christmas stuff. Like you're sitting there and like they at Overleys they have this like giant campfire. And like people go around it, and if it's chilly, it's nice. It's cozy. I think it's kind of cute. But then you have people that are like smothering the fire, and I'm like, "Yo, you live in Pittsburgh, like it's
Right?
not cold."
Mm-hmm.
And you have people like literally hovering in front of it, like they are frigid, or they're so cold, like they have like frostbitten hands, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a bit over dramatic.
Yeah.
It's just a bit much." Like there was a woman there with like 3 dogs all by the fire. Like, yeah, like she didn't need to be there.
No.
She didn't need to be there whatsoever. But she has like the one bundled up, and I'm like, oh, so over dramatic. Like it was just the bit much. Like, well, if you think this whole exhibit's great, wait till you sit here with Darcy as she tells you the story about the 3 wise men. Like with the 3 dogs. Like it was just, yeah. Oh my god. And then she's like, "Oh, it's so cold out here. The fuck are you here for then?" I hate people like that. Like, oh my god. Like if
Like I won't purposely do things if I know it's going to be like frigid weather. I don't do well with the cold. I like literally my fingers will freeze and they go numb because like I have poor circulation. So I know not to go out in frigid cold weather for long periods of time. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know it's like 15 degrees outside, but I'm going to tell everybody it's cold.
yeah, that's the dumbest shit in the world. Where you're sitting by the campfire or whatever, by the fire, and go, "Oh, it's so cold out. Why are you here then?" Like
Right?
you're stating the obvious. We know it's cold. We could all see our own breaths.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you, Darcy, to tell me it's fucking cold out. Like, I don't need it. People, people. That's why I can't people right now, especially this time of year.
Nope.
I do it for the sanctity of my son. Like, I put on a great game face and I enjoy the moments and we have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll get in the car and I'll just think to myself, these motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah.
and then I'm
My
like, just overanalyze it all. Be like,
No, but you see, like my family and I, like I said, like we do choose a weekend to go do stuff, like usually down in the city and whatnot. And we have a good time with it. But then, like we used to do this, like it was like a family game night type of deal, or it was like a family day, and we would like choose something in the area that we could do, like whether a lot of times it was like, okay, maybe we're going to go snow tubing, maybe we're gonna go, and it got to the point that everybody was like, we're getting too old for this shit. So like. So now it's like we meet once. It's if we don't do it on Christmas, we'll meet sometime while I'm home, and we'll do like a family game night.
see that's better than going like snow tubing. You don't
Yeah,
want to put your body through that shit. Ain't
no.
nobody got time for that. And then of
Mm-mm.
course you're gonna get one like asshole or bitch that you're just like, can I just roll them down the fucking hill instead of
Right?
put them in the snow tube? Because like I will if I fucking have to. Like push comes to
Mm-hmm.
shove, somebody's gonna go through something.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna severely fuck up somebody. Like it's just gonna happen.
Mhm.
But that's gonna do it for me and Sam. We're gonna let Sam go back home and enjoy herself. Don't worry about the New Year's Eve thing. I already got something in the works on that.
Okay.
Sam, have a great time. Enjoy
Thank
yourself. And
you.
of course, I'll talk to you while you're there.
Mhm.
Everybody, of course, have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you again for the New Year. Bye.
Bye.